For this video, we were asked to select a client with a cultural issue. The client that I chose is identifying as LGBT, and I'm just going to start with my intro. The LGBT community, also known as lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgendered, have been struggling for many years to receive the same rights as heterosexuals. In 28 of the 50 states, a person may still be discriminated against for their sexual identity. It is extremely important to remember when serving the LGBT community, those who identify as LGBT are not being treated with equality or respect. So as a social worker, we must treat them with the respect that they deserve. As a decent human being, we should all be treating each other with respect and equality. The next question was, what are we going to do to connect with a person and formulate an intervention? As a social worker, it is important for us to understand the history and background of the LGBT community. By understanding the history, it will allow for a connection between the client and social worker. The steps that I would go through is number 1, let the client do the talking. Number 2, engage when needed. Number 3, ask questions so the client knows you are listening. And number 4, get on their level. Do not act superior. Act as if you are just someone walking down the street. It is important to not assume things. Let the client explain who they are. Assumptions can lead to trust issues or feelings of judgment. The next question we had is, how would you help them navigate the culture of rural versus urban area? In the area that I live in, we are very rural and we do not have very many LGBT members. So, an LGBT person strives to fit in with their peers but feels different because of societal pressures. In my area, most people are not educated on LGBT issues. So, most of these people are just unsure of what is going on. There is less support and services in rural areas as well. As a social worker, we need to explain the resource options that they do have and encourage them to keep engaging in community activities so that people can understand what and who they are. The next question, number 3, was what would your stereotype be going into the session, knowing the diverse challenges they are coming in with? So as a social worker, you must understand the stereotypes associated with an LGBT member. These people deal with homophobic gestures every day, such as gay bashing jokes, name-calling, physical threats, and hostile environments. These clients may have multiple problems resulting from these gestures. For example, health difficulties, substance abuse, mental health, STDs, and suicide. As social workers, we must provide a safe, unbiased environment for LGBT members to decrease their life problems. And the 4th question was, what clinical strategies would you use to help treatment be more successful? LGBT members show a great deal of mental health issues. I would use affirmative practice that involves knowledge, attitude, and skills. This strategy, when practiced in a professional setting, should create a supportive environment. It is important to understand the dynamics of the LGBT community. A professional attitude must be used at all times when working with a client. You must make sure your body language matches your words to ensure the client remains comfortable during treatment. It's amazing what body language can do to a person, even just a simple nod of your head or blink of your eye. The last part of the treatment is the skills. According to Crisp and McCabe, there are 10 skills a professional should obtain. Number 1 is create a safe environment. Number 2, assess, don't assume the sexual orientation. Number 3, help with process of coming out. Number 4, determine support groups. Number 5, treat the challenge, not the sexual orientation. Our clients are there for a reason. They aren't there to be judged of their sexual orientation. There are bigger problems that they are facing. Number 6, examine the challenge both as an LGBT member and as an individual. It is important to assess them on each level to better understand the care they need. Number 7 is family support. It is very common for the family support to not be there. This could be doing family sessions or individual family time with the client or without the client with client's approval. Number 8, refer to gay affirmative resources. Number 9, acknowledge negative feelings, both on the client's part and as us as social workers. It is very important for us to understand our beliefs and our morals and our support systems before we work with clients with different issues that need to be handled. And number 10 is going to engage on ongoing LGBT issues. This will help us as social workers better understand where our society is at with LGBT, and it would also help the client by getting them more involved with other LGBT members, and it will create a bigger support group for them also. So in conclusion, as a social worker, we have an obligation to be culturally competent and sensitive to the unique needs of our clients. It may not always be easy working with diverse clients, but we must always use our social worker skills to the best of our abilities. Every client deserves to be treated equally.